everybody. It's Troy Battles, the CEO and partner of Life Science Publishing, and I'm here with Melissa Poepping.
Hello.
The beautiful Melissa Poepping. Oh my gosh, we adore her at Life Science Publishing. We carry a lot of her books, which we are going to talk about. But most importantly, just wanted to go through this process of pulling information out so that we can help others as women in business and what's going on. And I know as a woman, I've had a lot of different challenges and had to overcome them in business, and sometimes it's been super surprising. So I wanted to talk to you, like, what has been one of your biggest challenges that has surprised you the most, and how have you overcome that?
One of my biggest surprises, honestly, and one of the biggest challenges and obstacles has been the jealousy and competition that can happen with women. I honestly was not expecting that level, and it can be hard as a woman. I mean, I've always grown up thinking we should support each other,
right.
Clap for the other woman,
right.
Cheer on these successes. And so that's been the hardest part to overcome.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times that happens because of our own insecurities.
Absolutely.
Right? And so if we actually help each other through those instead of competing against each other, so I think that's really good for people to know. Now, how long have you been in Young Living?
This is crazy, because I joined when I was 5.
What?
I've been in it for
It's a lifelong journey.
18 years.
Oh, that's awesome.
I joined in 2000, and I actually went inactive.
Oh, really? For
yes.
how long?
About 3 years.
Oh, okay.
And so when I reactivated...
Good to know, because that teaches people you can come back and really...
It does. Well, and this is the bigger thing behind it. So I went inactive because I was so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to use. I didn't know what to do. I enrolled under my best friend. Then she went inactive, and I bounced up, and I did not know what I was doing, literally. And so never got a phone call, never got nothing. So I let it go, and I just thought, passing thing. Well, after we got pregnant with our first child, I really knew I wanted to start making some changes.
Sure.
So I reached out to the first person who ever talked to me about Young Living, and I said, hey, do you still do that oil thing? I'm thinking about maybe getting some lavender, something for a baby, and dealing with these pregnancy issues. And so I reactivated my account, and like I say, the rest is history.
Oh my goodness.
But it was such an important lesson to me in care calls, reaching out, getting to know your members, your people.
Connected.
Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so important.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody just would have reached out to me and said, how are you doing? I'm here to help.
You would have never gone inactive.
I never would have gone inactive.
That's a great message. People need to know that.
Yes.
So how has raising your children with the oils affected them? I mean, what has been their experience with it, and what have you seen?
You know what, honestly...
Because it's a lifestyle, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, for sure.
Absolutely. But one of the most incredible things for me early on that I saw is the decisions that my kids make in even their food, their health, even how they treat the environment. Mm-hmm. I know we wouldn't have that in our kids if it wasn't for them appreciating where things came from. For the longest time, my son Tyler, he's 10 now. He thought when I had a class, I was going to make oils. He thought that's what we did at our classes. He's like, Mom, are you going to make more oils?
Aww.
He'd ask me this when he was 4 or 5. I'm like, no, Tyler, we talk about them there. He's like, don't you make them there? It was so adorable. So they know this process.
I love it.
And we're farmers as well.
Mm-hmm.
So my kids have always seen this process of you plant it, you take care of it, you grow it, you harvest it. So they love that they know that's the process with their Young Living oils too. And so they're always asking about
And you can see it's going to change a whole lifetime, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I know that when my kids have kids, they're not...
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. They're not going to know how to do it any other way, and I love that.
I love it. Now, a lot of you know that Melissa Poepping is a fabulous author. We carry a lot of her books, but I want to talk to you about that journey with education. What was the first education that impacted you, and what brought you into writing your own? Because obviously there was something that inspired you.
Yes. So it really goes back to that lack of support that I had in not knowing.
Oh, sure. Okay.
And so I wanted to have a tool. My biggest fear was that people would come into my own team and feel the same way. So I wanted to have a very easy tool for them to know how to make their own things. And that was really out of necessity, because financially we had to make so many of our own things. And Troy, a lot of the recipes in my book were from my own grandmother.
I love it.
She made the laundry detergent. She would make kitchen, cleaners, and then I got to enhance them with essential oils and, put those in the books. But it was about teaching people how to be more responsible with the products that they're using, how to become really ingredient savvy, learn how to read and actually understand a label.
Right.
That's huge. Once we know the products that we're using and what this is doing to us, I mean,
what might not be good that we didn't realize before.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That helps us make
You're
better
all about
decisions.
chemical-free. I love it.
But here's the crazy thing. Once I started making everything, I would go to Target and my cart would be empty. I'm like,
I can't buy anything.
Gotta go get clothes now. Like, I had to put something in the cart. I had, basically, there was no more cleaners to buy, no more laundry detergents to buy. I couldn't believe that I was making all of these things. And I just knew that it was time to put it into a book and share it with the world.
Yeah, and it's been amazing. You guys, LSP always carries Melissa books, so make sure you go online and get them because they really will change your life. I've been using them too. They're fabulous. And so education is super important. We have to keep promoting and helping each other through it. Right?
Yes.
And I know, do you have any books in the works that you want to talk about, or is that still? Okay, she does. I'm just saying.
I always got some ideas going on.
It's totally coming. So I know you've been traveling with Young Living. You speak, you do all of these things. So what has been an experience with Young Living you're just never going to forget?
Oh, you know what? The experience with Young Living that I'm never going to forget was my first diamond trip.
Oh, nice.
And Gary wanted to, I call it like the trip that was like the biggest family vacation on a bus.
Was this in France?
Yes. We went to, it was an 8-day trip. We were in 7 different hotels. So
oh my gosh.
It was like a marathon trip.
Yeah.
But Gary wanted to take us on Napoleon's journey. Oh. And so it was really symbolic because we went through these mountain roads that no tour bus ever should have been on. Like, we had to fold in the mirrors to make it around some of these corners. And you look on one side and all you see is cliffs and mountains. You look on the other side and all you see is cliffs and mountains down the other way. And you're like, oh my gosh. And Gary's just smiling the whole time.
He's
like, it's an adventure. And I'm like, this is so much fun. And people were getting sick on the bus because all these windy roads. I'm like, let's keep going. But it was so symbolic because he wanted to show us how you can create this incredible movement out of nothing. I mean, Napoleon really forged his way, and Gary got to show us some of the most important stops on his journey of essential oils.
Oh, that's amazing.
It was incredible. We got to tour the Fragonard Perfumery in Grasse. We got to go into Paris. We were in Nice. We went to the farm in France.
I love it.
And so that honestly was one of my, I think that trip was so impactful for me. Not only getting to spend that time with Gary and getting to know him in that way, but also just him taking the time. It was so important for him that he showed us that journey.
He was really good with that, really kind of making you feel one-on-one, even in a group.
Yes.
I always felt like that, like he's making me feel one-on-one even though we're in a group, because he had that talent, so it's beautiful.
It was incredible. It was incredible. He even let me drive one of the tractors at the farm.
I'd
ask him 3 times, are you sure? Are you sure you want me
to get... That's awesome.
And he's like, yeah. I'm like,
gotta
okay,
go.
just checking.
You were good.
It's a little sketchy. My husband doesn't even let me drive the tractors on our farm. So I'd ask him, are you sure? Like, my husband isn't here to fix it.
Good for you. Girl power.
Yes.
Favorite food?
Oh my gosh. My favorite food, pizza.
Pizza's so good.
It's amazing.
I agree. I love pizza.
Yes.
So what's something about Melissa that nobody else might know about that would be like, wow, I didn't know. I have my own motorcycle. Oh! Okay, you're not going to tell him that?
I wanted to get your reaction.
It's awesome. You got to tell him.
I drove my own motorcycle. I had my own Harley.
Awesome. You have your own Harley.
I had.
Oh, I love it.
My husband and I used to ride. We loved it. I missed the bike so bad, but after we had our first child, I thought we have no business being on 2 wheels.
Be safer, right?
Yeah. So and the way that I rode, I think he was. I'm an adrenaline junkie, so I think he was nervous. He's like, we should sell the bikes now. So we got rid of the 2 wheels, and now we just drive fun cars.
What's one word you would use to describe yourself?
Relentless.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I am absolutely relentless in everything I do.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's inspiring because a lot of us need to feel that same energy to keep us going. You know what I mean? Sometimes if we feel down or feel...
I am constantly I create future memories.
Oh, I love it.
So I literally think of the goal that I want to achieve next. I already go and create that future memory. I see myself celebrating it, the victory, the win. How's it going to feel? How's it going to look? What's the family dynamics going to be? All of it. And so every morning I'll take time to go visit that future memory. We can go back and visit our past memories, and we have the emotion. We have everything attached to it. Do the same thing, but go forward.
I hadn't even thought of that. That's like a complete game changer, isn't it?
It is a game changer. So anytime I'm feeling frustrated, anytime I'm feeling stuck, anytime I'm feeling defeated, I'll just take a moment. I'll go back to that future memory. I'll do all the feeling as if it's already happened, and I remind myself, this is why I'm doing it. This is what the end result's going to be. I'm in it to win it. And then that's where that feeling of just being absolutely relentless in the pursuit of it comes out.
Well, and that's why you rolled Crown Diamonds. So I love it. Well, thank you so much for spending time.
Thank you, Troy.
Come say hi to Melissa. She's amazing. She's fun. She's approachable. Come say hi whenever you see her. Get her books from Life Science Publishing. And I know there's more to come, so stay tuned.